Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, we remember our string variables, which was our second lesson. Now we're on the third. We're going to learn about number variables. So this will actually help us do calculations. Those of you that struggle with math, don't panic. You're not really doing the calculations yourself. So as long as you know how to use like a calculator, for example, it's about the same level of skill as opposed to actually doing arithmetic yourself. All right, before we really get into that, let's make some number variables. And I'm going to start off by making a new file. I'm just going to call it number variables.py. And I'm just going to take a few different numbers, age, for example. And let's say my age is 82. I'm apparently 82 years old and I'm about ready to retire at this point. Height, 180 in centimeters, of course. And temperature is 98.6. Okay. So this would be in Fahrenheit. And I should probably add some comments because 180 doesn't really make sense. If I add in centimeters, that probably needs a comment. And then for temperature in Fahrenheit. I believe that's how you spell it. Don't quote me on that. It might be worth a Google search just to make sure that you know how to use Fahrenheit or how to spell it. Okay, let's start by outputting things. So first of all, age is age. Whoa, I messed up here. There we go, age and age. Perfect, and then I'm going to add another print statement. Height. I didn't put quotations. Height. Oh my gosh. Can I spell anything today? Comma. Height, perfect. Print, quotations, temp, and then temperature, comma, and then degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's how you spell it. Fahrenheit. I don't believe there's a G. So the example on the website might actually be wrong. So I'm going to save and run it. Remember, Control S, F5. Perfect. Okay, so now we can see the numbers show up where I have those. This is going to be useful for when, say, we need to add to age or we need to use age to do a calculation. And in order to do calculations, we need to use operators. So let's say we wanted to add the age and height. I could print age plus height, right? Now remember, plus for string just adds those two words together. These are numbers though. So it's actually going to treat them differently because when you plus two numbers, it's the same as adding two numbers. So if I run it, it's going to add age and height and it's going to print 262. There's other operations we can do. We can do minus, which in this case, it should be negative. Yep, negative. So I got negative 98 because 82 minus 180 is negative 98. You could do times. Times looks a little different. It's a star. You could do divide, floor division, exponent, modulus. I'm not going to go through all of them with you. I'm just going to show you the first few. And then I'm going to leave it up to you. Did I not hit run? Oh, I forgot to hit save. You can tell because I have a dot up there. So I'm going to press Control S and then F5. There we go. So I actually multiplied it out and that's our result. I'm not going to go through every single operation with you. There's a great table with all the operations that you should need on the course website that will make life a lot easier. There's even examples on how to use those. I'm not going to go through every single one. I'll leave that up to you. Exponent's kind of neat. So if I wanted to do age squared, I could do age star 2, not S, 2. Then Control S to save, F5. So it's going to square 82, and that's 6,724, as we can see down here. Floor division is just dividing, but it always rounds down. There's modulus. Modulus is really useful. So let's say I needed to split my age into 5. How many like 5s could go into my age? And how much would be left over? Well, if I divide 82 by 5, the remainder would be 2. So that's what modulus does. It does the remainder. I think I forgot to save it here. I'm just going to clear these. I'm going to press save and then F5 to run it one more time. There we go. We got 2. Because remainder when you divide age by 5 is 2. Remainder is 2. If we were to just divide by 5, so floor division, we get 16. So I could get this, comma, remainder, comma, age, mod, and I want to use 5 again because that's why I used at the beginning. So now I get 16 remainder 2 because that's what I have here. This calculates to 16 and this calculates to 2 because the remainder would be 2 if I took the age and divided it by 5. So that's how you calculate remainder. It's going to be incredibly important, not just in this unit, but in later units. And you'll have to go back and remember how to find remainder. Remember, you could go to the Unit 1 notes, press Control F, and find it. One more thing I want to show you is assignment operators. So say I have a counter, right? And let's start at 1. If I want to add to the counter, I could do counter equals itself plus 1, right? And that's just going to update it. I can print counter here. And what will happen is it'll print 2 because counter starts at 1 and then you add 1 to it. Alternatively, if I wanted to cut down on how much typing, I could do plus equals 1. This is an assignment operator. So I'm just going to add assignment operator. And I talk about these in the notes as well. So I'm going to save and run. It automatically adds 1 to the counter. I could add 5 to the counter if I wanted, if I do plus equals 5. So now it adds 5 to the counter, it becomes 6. I could even do minus equals. I could remove 5 from the counter. So minus equals 5, I get -4. Maybe your counter counts health and you need to determine how much damage your character took. Or maybe I could have it times equals 5. So now it'll multiply 1 by 5 and I get 5 here. You can do any operation here and then equal sign, and that's an assignment operator. It just modifies the variable on the left by whatever operation you have and the number you have on the right. So assignment operators, very, very useful. We looked at operators, different adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, modulus, and we looked at different types of number variables, some without decimals, some with, and that's pretty much everything. I hope to see you in the next one, and good luck with your daily activities.